your first lesson on the Native American flute. In the package that you received, or hopefully you've ordered and have in front of you now, an A minor flute, just like Amber's here. This is Amber O'Shea. And Amber, do you have any musical background at all?
No, not at all.
Have you studied music in any way with anybody?
No.
Well, do you have desire to play an instrument?
Oh, I always have.
Great. Then Amber's just like all of you who are watching this video today. She has no experience playing at all. We're going to start her out just like you're starting out with your flute. And we're going to learn 6 notes on Native American flute. And Amber's going to play along just like you are at home for her very first time. And we're going to look at her progress after a few days and see how quickly and easy this is to learn. So, Amber, we're going to start by covering all the holes of the flute and playing our first note, which we're going to call note number 1. I'll play it first and then I'll have you play it. This is note number 1. Now this is an A. I promised you wouldn't have to know music, and you don't have to know music, you don't have to know what this note is. But for those of you who do know music, or who are tuning to another instrument, your first note on the A minor flute is an A. We're going to call it note number 1. It sounds like this. Now Amber, why don't you try that with all the holes covered. Very good. Very good. The trick is to get your fingers to cover all the holes to get a good sound, and Amber's able to do that right off the bat. Now when you first start, it may be, if it's too high, if the sound is too high and squeaky, you're playing too hard. Just play a little softer. You'll hear the same note that Amber just played, and this is our first step in playing Native American flute. Now the first 4 of the 6 notes we're going to learn, we are literally just going to take one finger at a time off, starting up from the bottom. This is note number 1. Now we're going to start with note number 2, which is one note, which is one finger off of the bottom of the left hand. Amber? Very good. Note number 3 is 3 notes, or excuse me, 2 fingers off of the bottom, and it sounds like this. Note number 3. Amber, why don't you try it? Very good. See how easy this is? And by the end of this lesson, you'll be playing like a pro. Now, the 4th note is taking the 3rd finger off of the 3rd hole up from the bottom with the left hand, and it's going to sound like this. Amber? Very good. We're more than halfway there now. We have 4 of our 6 notes. We're not going to move this finger, and this is the lowest finger on our right hand, and this is the 4th hole up from the bottom. This finger is going to remain constant all the time. We're not going to pick it up from this hole at all. It's going to stay there. It'll be probably 6 months of playing before we'll use this note. So this is going to make it even easier. We're not going to use this finger. Our 5th note, which is a G, will be, we still have our 3 fingers lifted up, and we're going to lift the middle finger of our right hand off the 5th note up from the bottom. And it's going to sound like this. Very good. Now you try it at home until you get the same sound like Amber has here. That's a real good pitch for the first time. Now our last note of the 6, we're going to lift the 1st finger of our right hand and put down the 1st finger of our left hand on the 3rd note up from the bottom. And this is our last note. This is another A, and this is an octave higher than our very first note. Now, and it's going to sound like this. Amber, you try it.